now there's just one road to take. It's growing up over with green, so easy to drive on, but even if you could, it wouldn't come out like it should. This stubborn kudzu just covers the...
What a fantastic little piece of engineering. I think Porsche got it so right with the 987.
The third thing I absolutely love about this car, which is the steering. And then I drove this expecting to be a dog. And let me tell you, I was so impressed.
It's just such a cool thing. I mean, what else is 30 grand and looks like this?
Shifter's great. I drove this car yesterday trying to find something wrong with it. In fact, for the entire lifetime of this generation, there were only about 8,000 sold in the United States, and that's not a lot of cars. So if you do happen to pick up a 987.2, you have something that's pretty rare. It's just so easy to drive. So easy.
Make peace with what is there. This is a part of it all. Who told you that it was too late?
Everybody wants a piece of me. I'm a lonesome man making history. They say we're all just raindrops in a stream. There'll be nobody gathered around the tree except the game is rigged. I am the referee. I swear the Fry said it best. It is not easy being green. Everybody wants a piece of me. I'm a lonesome man making history. They say we're all just raindrops in a stream. There'll be nobody gathered around the tree except the game is rigged. I am the referee. I swear the Fry said it best. It is not easy being green.
It's not often that I find myself without words, and this car has done it. Oh my gosh. I actually just the other day realized that I hit a pretty significant milestone with this car, which is that it's essentially mechanically finished. Listen, I've done this for a long time. I know that no car project is ever finished. That's a ridiculous thing to say. But believe it or not, all of the mechanical work that I had planned on doing to this car to address things that were either worn out or needed upgrading is now done. And so what's the result of that? Well, the result is an absolutely unbelievable driving experience. During the last video, I talked about addressing some of the big elephant in the room things, front control arms that were causing some vibration in my steering, also putting on my new exhaust, which sounds awesome. Since then, I've been tackling all the kind of big ticket, kind of more difficult stuff, but they are the things that are really transformative for this car. Things like the engine mount and the transmission mounts were completely wasted. Absolutely 100% wasted. I also proceeded to replace basically every other control arm or tow arm or tie rod or any of the links or bushings or whatever in the entire suspension. And while I was doing that, I put an entirely new suspension on. And when I say entirely new, I mean entirely new. Everything. Nothing salvaged from the original suspension. And it's a good thing too, because as I was taking it apart, It was very clear how worn out everything was. And in fact, it was really impressive to me that the car drove as well as it did, considering how worn out all the components were. Even things that maybe looked like they had a little bit more life in them, I replaced them anyway, because I wanted this to feel essentially like a brand new car. And oh boy, does it ever. So the suspension choice, I waffled on this quite a bit. I considered going with coilovers. I recently put Öhlins Road and Tracks on my 996, and they are incredible. The hype for Öhlins Road and Tracks is very real. They are absolutely amazing. I didn't want to spend that much money on the suspension for this car. So I ended up going to Gert at Carneuil, where I've bought lots of parts for lots of cars over the years. And Gert has a package where he sells the 987 Spider springs with Tony Sport shocks. And I felt like this was actually going to turn out to be the perfect combination because I was looking for two things. A, I was looking obviously to tighten up the handling a bit and just make it feel fresh, but also I was looking to lower it just a little bit. The 987 Spider springs I think are about 20 millimeters lower than stock Boxster, which to me would be just perfect. gotta be honest, it wasn't a fun job. I'm not exactly a seasoned pro when it comes to doing suspension work, but I have done a little bit of it in the past. This was probably the hardest one I've done so far. Every single corner felt difficult in its own unique and special way, and to be honest, at the end of it, I felt really pretty beat up. But I did get it done.
Cityscapes askew, stuck inside at noon, out where the stars forget to shine. How far you'd fall were you to call. Hold your breath, it'll all be over soon. Stuck inside this cage that's built for you. Stuck inside this cage that can't fit two. Cityscape got this cage that's built for you.
It's actually amazing how easy it is to dial in your alignment when all your bushings and everything are fresh, because you're not fighting like old, cracked, deformed rubber. Everything just kind of works the way it's supposed to.
It's fine, waste of our time, out where the stars forget to shine.
So that then leads us to now. Out here giving the car a proper shakedown to see how everything feels, and that's what leads me back to being speechless. I am absolutely blown away at how good this car feels. I knew it would make a difference. I knew everything was gonna feel better. This feels better than I could have ever imagined. There's no other way to say it. This is absolutely transformative. First of all, the stance on the Spider Spring is just absolutely perfect. This car looks so much better. It's amazing what a difference 20 millimeters can make. It's insane. It looks so good. But then the Koni Sport Shocks, oh my God. I feel a similar emotion to how I felt when I drove my 996 with the Öhlins Road and Tracks on it for the first time. There's something kind of magical about it. I have them set kind of on the softer end of things, not full soft, kind of halfway in between halfway and full soft, 3/4 soft, I guess. They are soft and plush and comfortable when you want them to be, and then they tighten up and feel sporty and planted when you want them to be. I'm blown away. They are absolutely fantastic. They are just perfectly matched with these Spider Springs, and I think when paired with everything else, so all the new bushings and suspension components, the new shifter cables and shift linkage, new tie rods, it has come together to be a really incredible package.
I got a job as a coupler at a house just down the road. I'd never been to town before and I didn't know.
Several people in the comments have asked me to do a video talking about the kind of financial piece of this, and I will do that. But from a high level perspective, I bought this car for $20,000, and I think I've probably put between $8,000 and $10,000 into it to get it to the point where it's at now. Is it reasonable to spend almost 50% of a car's value on upgrades and maintenance and enhancements? I don't know. Is this car now worth $30,000? Probably not, but probably not a whole lot less. But whether the car is worth $30,000 or not really depends on your goals. If you're buying one of these to turn around and flip, don't do that. It's not gonna work. But if you're buying it to enjoy, and not just enjoy the driving experience, but also enjoy the process of working on it and improving it, you'd be hard pressed to do better. So is it worth $30,000 to me? 100%. A lot of times with a car like this, I'll look at the costs associated with owning it as sort of an experience fee, price of admission. It's like the price of a ticket. And this experience, yeah, it's worth 30 grand. It's worth a whole lot more than 30 grand. Obviously, I've been shouting this entire video series about how great these cars are. And obviously I believe that because I've bought 2 of them. But now that I've got this thing dialed in, amazingly, I feel that way even more than I did before. I've driven a lot of cars, and there have only been a few in my life that make me feel the way this car makes me feel. It's a kind of infectious happiness that I can't quite describe. This car just, it feels like it wants to have fun, like it has a sense of humor almost. It's playful, and it just has personality. And it's a personality that I really like.
Dark red wine, trying to hold on to the lovely through the bitter of our times.
What a car.